Previously on solo farming in the tower Manhwa, our hero escaped a collapsing tower, shattered the ancient system, and faced a legion of cursed beasts. The stakes are sky high, and now the story continues. The black rabbit drowned his first kiss. Now each tower floor bleeds peril. Sejun stumbles into the flooded chamber, spots the unconscious black rabbit, and shouts for a plan. He snatches Queen Bee's hat and yells for her to hold it. Black Rabbit mutters awake. They must act fast or drown.
Wake up, Black Rabbit. What do we do, Naya?
Sejun still lacks the mana for his new rain and thunder skill. Sejun kneels over Black Rabbit, attempts mouth-to-mouth resuscitation despite the salty water. He forces air into the rabbit's lungs, hoping to revive it. The effort sputters, and Black Rabbit coughs weakly but remains unconscious. Their mission stalls because the rabbit's life hangs in the balance. Black Rabbit darts closer, eyes wide. Did you find a giant electric eel? Pact, is that a delicious fish, Naya? Sejun lifts the eel, feeling its crackling aura. He notes the creature's age over 1,000 years, and its potential to teach rain and thunder. Yet the mana barrier still blocks the skill, and the eel's energy threatens to overload their supplies.
It's huge. Pact.
A sudden surge forces Sejun to decide how to contain the power. The eel convulses, emitting a low-frequency hum that ripples through the water. Its body releases a burst of electric shock, scattering the nearby monsters. The crew scrambles to shield themselves as the shockwave fades. Sejun decides to give Kim Dongshik more crops as a thank you and asks Black Rabbit for a churn to process them. While fishing, he discovers the giant electric eel's insides could grant a skill when eaten, but he forgets the exact name. Black Rabbit urges him to act fast.
Give me churn now, Naya. What skill? Delicious, Naya.
The rain and thunder skill looms, waiting for mana. Black Rabbit reads the eel's description. A rain and thunder effect, an electric ability that might be static electricity. She worries the power will stiffen her fur, but then declares she likes the idea anyway. Her conflicted reaction shows the skill's appeal despite personal cost. Sejun bows to the great black dragon, calling its generosity immeasurable. He thanks the dragon for sharing such precious food, hoping the favor will help his crew. Black Rabbit smirks, commenting on Sejun's serious expression and teasing that he's thinking about the tribe members on the 85th floor. This banter hints at the upcoming conflict with the tribe and the looming Minotaur debt. Great Black Dragon, your food is precious. Your grace is immeasurable.
Elk, what's with your face? You think of the 85th floor tribe?
The Minotaur King's deadline looms, and Sejun must race to the 1-hour waypoint. Sejun apologizes to the Great Black Dragon, admitting he cannot hide his mistake. Sejun's eyes widen at a mound of bright green grass spilling over the cracked stone. He lunges forward, shouting with joy, and grabs a handful, but his excitement makes him stumble, dropping his farming tools into the water below. The loss slows his progress, costing precious minutes before the hour deadline looms. A black Minotaur warrior appears, demanding Sejun's attention. The black Minotaur warrior, identified as the Minotaur King, steps onto the platform and declares Sejun disqualified from the upcoming harvest contest. His massive horn blocks the exit, forcing the team to reroute. The warning signals that the king's debt claim may soon force a direct confrontation. The tension rises among the crew as they contemplate their next move. Sejun's team reaches the marked border, only for the towering Minotaur King to step onto the platform, declare Sejun disqualified from the harvest contest, and slam his massive horn across the exit, forcing a reroute. Sejun feels his pride shatter as the disqualification strips his chance at the coveted prize, while the stolen grass scandal forces him to confront a looming debt and the loss of his farm's reputation. With the timer ticking and the Minotaur's warning echoing, Sejun must decide whether to pay the price for the stolen grass or gamble on a mana boost. leaving his fate hanging on a perilous choice. Final chance. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. Harvesting the cherry tomatoes, he awakens the tower's deadly guardians. Sijuan darts toward the glowing cherry vines, sweat glistening. Rabbit Dad follows, clutching a basket. The tower's stone walls echo their hurried steps. A faint alarm pulses as the vines pulse with energy. They glance at each other, knowing the harvest could trigger a trap. The hidden job grade looms just ahead. The duo reaches a narrow platform overlooking a massive job board. The list, eyes widening at the glowing rank icons. Rabbit Dad points to a bar flashing red, indicating the job experience is almost full. A gust of wind rattles the lanterns, casting flickering shadows over the stone. Lee Jun steps forward, fists clenched, and threatens, "Let me go, uncle, or I'm gonna slash Isnoran." Rabbit Dad scoffs, warning, "You shouldn't slash me. You'll make a bald spot on my head again?" The threat escalates, showing cracks in the group's unity and risking a violent split. "Let me go, uncle, or I'm gonna slash Isnoran."
"You shouldn't slash me. You'll make a bald spot on my head again."
Tensions flare just as a new ability surfaces.
Information spreads through the camp that the relic straw hat of St. Patrick of Earth boosts the job advancement of whoever wears it. The confirmation comes from an ancient inscription on the hat's brim. This revelation explains why the hat was hidden for centuries. The farmers realized the hat could fast-track their rank and unlock new abilities. Everyone buzzes about testing it on Lee Jun. They prepare to place the hat on his head. Now the system will verify tower farming. The crystal display flashes, confirming tower farming is officially recognized. The team watches as the status bar turns green, marking their agricultural path as valid.
A green light spreads over the pumpkin rows, making the soil glow. The sweet potato sun pumpkins burst open, their vines shooting upward. The team rushes with sickles, cutting the oversized fruits in half a second. Piles of bright orange produce stack quickly beside the green onion beds. Rabbit Dad watches, his expression hardening as he counts the loot. The sudden bounty promises enough coins to upgrade their farm equipment. Rabbit Dad's anger hints at a new challenge from Lord Kayamizu. Lee Jun activates the growth promoter. Sweet potato shoots shoot up at double speed. The crew watches the vines stretch and leaves unfurl in seconds. The rapid growth promises to fill the storage before the next monster wave. Queen Bee approaches Rabbit Dad, bowing slightly, and thanks him for sheltering both her and her son, Sejun Nim. Rabbit Dad chuckles, accepting the praise while joking about having a cute, chunky son now. Their friendly exchange deepens the alliance, turning a simple favor into a personal bond. This bond may prove crucial when the tower's challenges demand mutual support. "Thanks for taking me and my son," Sejun Nim.
"Well, if you say so. I got a cute chunky son."
The child's hunger sparks a special meal plan. The child runs up to Rabbit Dad, arms outstretched, declaring a fierce hunger for honey, green onion, sweet potatoes, and fish.
Lee Jun bites the glowing strength potato, and a golden aura erupts from his forearms, instantly magnifying his muscle mass as the entire farm crew feels a surge of raw, tower-derived power. Rabbit Dad watches his team transform, pride swelling as hunger turns to triumph, while Sejun Nim's stomach rumbles with newfound confidence, knowing the harvest finally fuels more than just their bellies. A cloaked figure steps onto the balcony, clutching a sealed crystal that pulses ominously, promising either salvation or danger, leaving the empowered crew to wonder whose secret agenda now threatens the tower's fragile peace.
Wrap it up and hit the sub button. Manwa with Hari, out. The black dragon's roar shatters the tower's calm. Each floor turns into a battlefield. Quang declares he will go too, insisting he stays beside his dad. Theo confirms he loaded a mountain of green onions, packing them with the wolf employees. A voice from the group shouts at Quang, calling his behavior childish. The tension rises as they ready supplies for the trek. The black dragon looms, ready to carry them forward.
I will go too. I want to stay beside Dad.
I packed a ton of green onions with the wolf employees, Naya.
Next, Quang must prove he can guard the queen bee sisters.
Quang shakes his head, recalling old tales that the Western corrupt beings were once peaceful. He warns the group that those stories changed long ago. He tells Theo and the others that any detail about that region is risky to learn, and venturing close could invite deadly retaliation. This caution keeps the convoy from wandering into a trap set by unseen forces. Still, the dragon's path pushes them nearer to the corrupt zone.
Yeah, although I heard they weren't like that in the beginning, Moo. Right now,
Theo reports that the newcomers belong to the Red Fur territory. Quang nods, declaring he won't waste time meeting them personally. He wants the group to press on toward the Minotaur King without delay. The decision keeps the expedition moving and avoids a costly stall.
We're back along with guests from the Red Fur's territory, Moo.
perfect. No need for me to leave unnecessarily to meet them.
Quang steps forward and greets the red fur underlings, then turns to the white farmer rabbits that arrived with them. The rabbits look confused, glancing at the grass field. Their presence adds a new faction into the already tense mix, foreshadowing possible alliances or conflicts. Quang tries to calm the situation, claiming a misunderstanding and explaining that the waypoint limits his actions. So he rushed in. The king mocks Quang, laughing that he was obviously going to pay you back, and sneers with a harsh laugh. This exchange highlights Quang's constrained options and the king's contempt.
There's a misunderstanding, field owner. Waypoint limits my actions.
I was going to pay you back. Obviously not. Ha ha ha.
Quang must decide his next move as the waypoint trap looms. Quang confronts the Minotaur King, demanding info about legendary grade items. He asks what a legendary item does and if it can help his group. He also probes the king about the waypoint system.
The console flashes an error. No saved waypoints except the 99th floor, so movement to another floor is blocked. Quang stares at the message, his hope fading. He mutters in disbelief, realizing their escape plan stalls. This forces the group to confront the travel limitation.
What? I can't move.
Quang slams the waypoint console, but the tower flashes an error. Only the first floor waypoint registers, sealing the portal and crushing their chance to escape. Quang feels hope evaporate as his desperate escape plan collapses, leaving the crew to confront the brutal reality that the tower's rules bind every born-inside soul to endless confinement. Just as the Black Dragon spreads its shadows and the Minotaur King raises his axe, the battlefield ignites, leaving the survivors teetering on the brink of annihilation with no clear path to salvation.
Be a legend. Hit the button. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. Sujuin's debt vanishes, but the tower's blood hunters now hunt him alive. The chairman sees the debt cleared, clutches a ledger, and lets out a panicked, "Ah." He looks around, fearing the tower's enforcers will descend on him now that the balance shifts. His fear signals that the hunters will target the chairman next. The Minotaur King watches, ready to intervene. Park Sejuin hears a calm voice confirm the floor is the 9th, the Minotaur Kingdom. The speaker apologizes for Sejuin's plight, says the waypoint has been used, and declares the debt erased. This removes Sejuin's burden and opens a clear path out of the dungeon. Sejuin turns to the nearest Minotaur worker, pointing at the glyph. The worker shrugs, muttering incomprehensible sounds. Sejuin repeats his question louder, but the worker only raises his arms in bewilderment. The Minotaur King watches, his expression unchanged, as the farm crew exchanges puzzled glances. The lack of explanation stalls the agreement, leaving Sujuin uncertain about the contract's hidden costs. A sudden shout breaks the silence, announcing a surprising return. You hear a shout that sounds like a father returning, echoing across the clearing. A Minotaur worker yells, "Dad! Dad is back!" The crowd turns, spotting the Minotaur King stepping forward, his armor glinting. The Minotaur King steps forward, his voice booming across the clearing. He remarks it's been a long time since the kingdom felt lively. He then proposes that if they clear the field, the area will turn into pure grassland instead of mud. The promise of fertile land motivates the workers to push harder.
Minotaur King, it's been a long time since we're lively. If we clear the field, our area will be grassland, not mud.
Sujuin now plans the next dig. Sujuin looks at the expanding plot and muses about being good neighbors to the Minotaurs. He notes the 9th floor noises growing louder, hinting at trouble from the tower's upper levels. Sujuin tells the Black Dragon they will meet after the blue moon ends, expressing confidence they will survive the night. His respectful address reinforces the alliance with the dragon. The crew prepares final supplies, ready to face the upcoming monster surge. This farewell wraps the preparation phase and signals the imminent confrontation. Their resolve strengthens as the moon rises. "We'll see you after the blue moon ends, dear Black Dragon." Sujuin looks at his notes and mutters about prepping. He wonders which tool he needs next. The tower manager steps forward, eyes Sujuin's face, and asks why he looks worried. She mentions the field again and calls out Eileen's name, hinting that the farm's trouble still looms. You feel the weight of the empty fields. Sujuin declares he will guard the plots himself. Eileen steps forward, shouting, "I'll protect the fields." Sujuin replies, "I don't know how, but I saw the Black Dragon." Their resolve pushes them to act despite uncertainty. The Black Dragon's arrival becomes their next hope. "I'll protect the fields. I don't know how, but I saw the Black Dragon." Sujuin recalls the first blue moon attack that burned the outer rows. He tells Eileen the memory, emphasizing how quickly monsters surged. Eileen whispers during the first blue moon, confirming the danger repeats. Their shared recollection fuels urgency to act now. They scramble to gather supplies before night falls. Sujuin slams the sealed debt contract onto the stone altar, and the Minotaur King stamps it with his horn, forging a fragile alliance that instantly secures the empty fields under the Black Dragon's watchful eye. Eileen's resolve burns brighter as she grips her farming tools, feeling hope replace fear, while Sujuin's eyes shine with purpose, knowing any misstep could sacrifice the hard-won peace and their fledgling harvest. The crimson blue moon ascends, casting eerie light over the newly sown rows, while unseen shapes stir in the shadows, promising a monster surge that could shatter the fragile peace before the first sunrise. By this time next week, the internet will be blowing up over this manhwa. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and be ready.
The tower's heart erupts in a blinding flare, and Sujuin's lone farm becomes the only shield against the surge. Sujuin watches the pulsing core, while his crew scrambles for tools on the 99th floor. A strange blue moon energy climbs higher, promising a harvest unlike any other. Everyone knows the tower will retaliate if the Ember fields are left unguarded. With urgency crackling in the air, the team steels themselves to protect those volatile Ember pits. Sujuin nods, "Nice," and Naya adds, "If we only need to guard the embers, this should be enough." They quickly erect stone barriers around the glowing pits, stacking crates and lanterns like a makeshift wall.
The white rabbits burst from their pens, sprinting wildly across the platform. Naya yells, "Guys, get it together!" The elder lunges to corral them, but they dart past the bundles, scattering the blue moon produce. Chaos threatens to expose the baby cages, giving monsters a chance to strike. The crew scrambles to restore order before the monsters breach the perimeter. A blood-curdling scream shatters the air. "Arg!" cries Sijuin, his voice cracking with fear. The shout draws the monsters nearer, claws scraping the stone floor. The crew freezes, torn between fighting and fleeing. This moment will decide whether Eileen's illusionary magic can calm the oncoming threat. Sijuin spots the blue moon swelling above the 99th floor platform. Sijuin lifts the tool and the platform rises, breaking through the lower mist and touching the edge of the clouds. Suddenly, the illusionary device flickers and vanishes, leaving them stranded mid-air. With no remote control, Sijuin forces the platform down, crashing back to ground level. Their ascent ends abruptly, forcing the team to regroup and reconsider their strategy. "Let's keep flying higher," Sijuin suggests, eyes fixed on the waning blue moon phase. The team nods, aware that the rare energy fuels their crops and the upcoming mana boost. They adjust the remaining power of the tool, aiming for a longer drift toward the sky. Timing matters, miss the moon, lose the mana infusion. Sijuin tallies the haul: 13 cherry tomatoes, 3 potatoes, 7 sweet potatoes. He hands the blue moon produced to Aileen, praising her hard work. Aileen accepts the crops with a grateful nod. The tower manager steps forward, nods, and thanks the team for the successful harvest. She then issues a quest to share the honey sweet potato recipe tower-wide, hinting at future challenges. The tower manager yells, demanding that the crew leave any future blue moon harvest to her. She points at the glowing crops and raises her voice so everyone can hear. Her order forces the team to prioritize her claim over their own plans, showing her tight grip on resources and foreshadowing power struggles. The elder steps forward, demanding that every blue moon crop be handed over to him. He repeats, "Why? WHYYY." While the crew looks confused, the demand forces the group to consider surrendering their hard-won harvest. Losing the crops would strip them of the mana-boosting ingredients. Sijuin prepares an apology as the tower's 99th floor monsters stir nearby. Sijuin apologizes for his weakness, muttering, "Hoo hoo hoo." The others tell the elder to eat quickly, promising to consume the regular potatoes and sweet potatoes themselves. They scramble to finish the ordinary harvest before the monsters act. Keeping the elder fed maintains his support and prevents panic. The upgraded fluffy potato awaits their bite, and Aileen readies her magic tool. The elder demands every blue moon crop, forcing Sejun's crew to bite the glowing strength potato, unleash a radiant aura, and thrust their farming shears through a shimmering portal that erupts on the 99th floor. Sijuin apologizes for his weakness, yet the crew rallies, tasting the sweet, fluffy potato that permanently boosts mana by 3 points, granting them newfound confidence while the elder greedily devours the remaining harvest. The tower manager awards Sejun a honey potato quest that promises a powerful farming job skill, but warns that failure will disappoint her, leaving the crew uncertain whether the mysterious recipe can truly unlock the coveted ability. High-quality editing, perfect pacing, zero filler. If I delivered, hit subscribe on Manwa with Hari. He stands alone, a farmer, while the tower's dark core threatens total ruin. Sijuin steps into the western forest of the 99th floor. The canopy blocks sunlight, vines choke stone. The area sees twisted roots forming natural barriers. His companion Mira notes the faint magical residue. The forest is a trap zone for the tower's enemies. Their progress stalls, and any misstep could summon the corrupted heart's wrath. Ahead, a hidden ant stirs among the trees. Sijuin, Mira, and Kong sprint deeper. A herd of white rabbit slaves darts across a clearing, ears pinned back. Behind them, armored grid chasers march, spears raised. The rabbits scatter, one slips into a hollow.
A weary villager steps away from the group, glancing at his watch. He sighs, then tells his partner that the 4-minute patrol is finished and he must leave. He mentions the children, hoping they'll see sunrise together. His departure signals the end of the current mission segment, forcing the team to move on without his help. Sijuin wonders how the missing ally will affect their plan to reach the dragon. I must leave since now 4 nanometers is over. Honey.
The chasers mock the rabbits while brandishing weapons. One snarls, "To even think you could outrun us. Zeke, shall we have rabbit meat today?" Another adds, "They one find out fits only one rabbit." Right, their jokes turn deadly, turning the rabbit into bait and showing the patrol's cruel efficiency. The rabbits now face a grim choice between surrender and death.
To even think you could outrun us. Zeke, shall we have rabbit meat today? They one find out fits only one rabbit, right?
The rabbit's capture becomes a bargaining chip. Sejuan, Mira, and Kong sprint through the dense western forest, dodging low branches. The rabbits dart ahead, scattering into the underbrush.
Sejuan spots a massive eel tangled in kelp near the riverbank. He tears it open, devouring the slick, oily insides. The act triggers a surge of mana, granting him the rain and thunder level skill, though the spell remains sealed behind a mana gate. Excited, he announces his new ability, while his cat companion protests, demanding to see the skill before it sleeps. The sealed skill hints at future challenges to unlock its power. I can eat the giant eel's insides. New skill unlocked.
May I sleep now, Naya? No. Stay for my new skill.
Ahead, a corrupted ant looms, threatening the group. Sejuan hacks open the giant eel and gulps the slick inside. Sejuan steps closer, examining the rabbits' bodies. He notices irregular scars across their hides, small cuts, healed wounds, and deeper gashes. The scars suggest these rabbits have survived harsh conditions or battles. The group realizes the forest's fauna is not ordinary. Something is preying on them. This detail foreshadows a larger threat lurking nearby. They're full of scars here and there. Sejuan channels his dwindling mana into a towering black cloud, casting shade over the blinding 99-inch floor sun as scarred gray-furred rabbits freeze, and a hidden voice shouts, "A juicy?" Sejuan wrestles with crushing frustration as his mana depletes. Yet his feline companion's purring reassurance reminds him his chairmanship matters, making his fear of abandoning his party palpable. The larger rabbits retreat, the hidden figure draws nearer, and the looming black cloud threatens to collapse, leaving Sejuan uncertain whether the mysterious Ajusi becomes ally or enemy, and if his fragile shield survives.
You got lucky finding this video. Don't rely on luck twice. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The tower bears fruit, and the Red Ribbon Kingdom's fall looms. A bold title card flashes across the page, reading, Red Ribbon Kingdom. The scene reveals a ruined palace silhouette in the background. It signals a flashback to the kingdom's tragic past. It sets the stakes for Sejuan's upcoming quest. Sejuan soon meets the Great Black Dragon. Sejuan and the Great Black Dragon sit at a rough wooden table inside a dim cavern. Pick, the rabbit merchant, coughs loudly, urging them to take their time and eat slowly. The dragon watches, eyes flickering. Sejuan bows his head, thanks the dragon for its protection, and asks the dragon to call him Sejuan instead.
Sejuan dates the disaster to several decades ago, when a shadow of destruction swept the kingdom. He notes that the monarchs disappear and Grid enslaves the rabbits on floor. This timeline shows the long-standing oppression Sejuan must confront. Around several decades ago, a shadow destroyed the kingdom. Next, he mentions the farm that Grid runs on floor. Sejuan connects the tower's solo farming system to the Red Ribbon Kingdom's legacy. He stresses that the rabbit's resilience fuels his plan to sabotage Grid's food empire. He reminds the crew why they fight for the kingdom's memory. The Red Ribbon Kingdom of the rabbits still lives in memory.
Sejuan and his party arrive on the strange floor after fleeing the ruined kingdom. The environment feels wrong. Dry stone, no burrows, nothing suitable for rabbits. Mira checks the map, frowning at the floor number. Kong Hyun tightens his grip on his sword, uneasy about the barren landscape. The group realizes they have no safe haven here. Their search for shelter turns into a dangerous trek across an unfamiliar floor. They sense a hidden presence watching them. A wild boar silhouette appears on the horizon. Sejuan slams the rusted gate, the shadow-devoured Red Ribbon Kingdom trembling beneath his boots. Suddenly, the marauding monsters dissolve, revealing a huddled clutch of rabbits. Pimmick, Pipit, Pyrrhic, offering hand-carved bowls and a scrubbed basin.
A rabbit yells, "What? Say that again," demanding proof of Grid's betrayal. Another rabbit, addressing a lord, declares Grid untrustworthy and predicts that when tower food runs low, Grid will beg the lord for rescue. Their warning underscores Grid's fragile hold and foreshadows his desperation. This fuels the group's plan to sabotage his supply. "What? Say that one more time." "That wretch wasn't trustworthy, my lord. When food runs out, he'll beg us." Sijuin readies the seed blade for the sabotage. You hear the villain's grin as he boasts about controlling the tower's food. Grid reports that their suppression of food distribution is working.
Sijuin examines a small bowl bearing his paw print. He recognizes the work of Pimmick, Pipit, and Pyrrhic, the rabbit artisans. He learns the bowl's name tags confirm their gratitude for being allowed to stay. Their gift shows the rabbit's loyalty, which could become a valuable ally in the tower. "Look, they made a bowl with my paw print. Their names, thanking us for staying here, Naya." Their thanks set up a heartfelt exchange with Picsoon. Sijuin turns his attention to a mysterious object on the table. Unsure what it is, he gestures toward it, prompting the rabbits to watch his reaction. The unknown item sparks curiosity, indicating the rabbits may still have hidden resources. The rabbits present Sijuin with a wash basin, ladle, furnace, table, and a mysterious object, transforming his camp into a functional hub and revealing the artisan's hidden generosity. Sijuin feels gratitude surge as the rabbit gifts ease his daily hardships, while his pride clashes with dependence, forcing him to weigh humility against his warrior pride. The rabbit's enigmatic object on the table glints, prompting Sijuin to demand explanation. Yet the creatures repeat their cryptic request for a specific role, leaving the party's future duties shrouded in uncertainty. The story just took a massive turn to the dark side. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The tower's walls crumble, and the rabbit horde demands a house before the floor drops. Pimmick declares he and Pybik will stay, thanks to Nomon Pick's help. He urges everyone to get along. Pybik echoes the call for teamwork. Pipik cheers, calling the plan perfect. Their commitment adds new hands for the farm's next push. Next, they start planning the rabbit housing project. "I'm staying with you, thanks to Nomon Pipik."
Let's get along, everyone.
P-Pick. Perfect.
Pimmick announces that elite craftsmen have arrived, raising the farm's level. He says they'll push farming one tier higher. Pybik asks the group to prioritize building homes for the adult rabbits, noting the babies have grown. Pimmick outlines the brick-making steps. He asks the Minotaur King to supply mud in exchange for green crops. Hama shouts at the Minotaur, demanding it stop eating the raw mud. The crew gathers molds and prepares the first batch. "I'll show you how to make mud bricks."
Oi, Minotaur. Stop eating mud.
The team moves to the brick-making station. The crew smiles at the plan. They load mud into molds and start shaping bricks. The construction schedule fills the day. Everyone knows the farm will be busy for a while. The next task is to harvest the Sweet Sun pumpkin potatoes. A red locust swarm soon erupts on the 67th floor. The new harvest level triggers a secondary boost. Level proficiency adds a % to level harvest skill. Sijuin gains extra experience, hits a level up, and receives a bonus stat. The crew cheers as the storage fills. "We sure got a lot of them. Sweet Sun pumpkin potatoes." The rising heat forces Sijuin to act. The sun beats down hard on the farm. Sijuin wipes sweat, muttering that it's hot. He activates the newly unlocked Dark Cloud skill, sending a shadowy veil over the crops. The cloud blocks the sun, protecting his face. The Dark Cloud proficiency rises, making the skill stronger. Phew! A lizard-scaled figure appears, leaning over a barrel, making a loud slurp. He eyes the crew, then reaches for another bite. The group watches, uncertain if the lizard man is ally or danger. His presence could bring fresh ingredients for the farm or introduce a new monster to defeat. Knowing his intent matters for the farm's safety and supply line. The chapter will soon reveal why the lizard man joins their cause and what he offers. Pimmick shouts, "Rabbit! Rabbit! Rabbit!" And the gnomes rush to stack the wood and sand he's gathered. Pybik spreads the sand, marking where each rabbit house will sit. Sijuan checks the layout, nodding at the neat rows.
The tower's alert system erupts with a rapid series of chimes. Each ding rings louder than the last, echoing through the corridors. The crew stops their work, heads turning toward the source. Pybik frowns, muttering that the noise is unusually harsh. Sijuan covers his ears, annoyed by the relentless ringing. The persistent alarm hints at an imminent danger beyond the farm. The team will soon discover why the alert refuses to quiet down. Sijuan finally feels a moment of rest after days of non-stop labor. He drifts into light sleep, hoping the tower's peace will hold. The alert system blares, snapping him awake with a harsh tone.
Red locusts pour onto the 67th floor farm, the tower's alarm shrieking as a corrupted data line flashes, revealing the long-forgotten invasion signature that threatens to overwhelm Sijuan's crew. Sijuan loses his hard-won reprieve, his fleeting peace shattered as the swarm forces him to confront the same catastrophic breach his grandfather once barely contained, risking everything he built. The corrupted console blinks 01x of the has been. The crew's eyes widen, and the red tide rolls forward, leaving the tower's fate hanging on a hidden code that could seal or doom them.
I promise I'll make the next recap as insane as this one. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
You hear the honey-glazed potatoes sizzle while tower guards crash, blood mixing with syrup. Sijuan stands over a hot pan, oil bubbling. He watches a raw eel glide on a grill, its skin turning glossy. Nearby, raw sweet potatoes sit on a cutting board, still whole. The kitchen lights flicker, highlighting steam. Sijuan grips a spatula, ready to start the first dish. Sijuan's next move is to test the sweet potato recipe. Sijuan leans closer to the grill, eyes on the eel. He murmurs, the Owen eel. That looks so tasty, Naya. Ming Ming. Uncle steps forward, holding a tray of cut potatoes. He nods, saying the potatoes are ready as requested.
Sijuan grabs more sweet potatoes, slices them, and coats each piece in honey. He repeats the process on the fish, drizzling the same glaze over the eel. The crew shouts the menu: roasted eel, fried fish, candied sweet potato, candied potato. The kitchen fills with sweet aroma as the honey caramelizes. Sijuan laughs, telling everyone to join the Hari squad with a sub before the system crashes. Their morale spikes, ready for the next culinary challenge. Slather honey on the fish too, Naya. After the feast, they reflect on how hard work makes the food taste better. The team gathers around the table, digging into the honey-glazed dishes. They chew, eyes widening at the flavor.
Iona, the Magician Association leader, steps up. She remarks it's her first time seeing the council gather and notes that the top 7 magic towers seldom appear in public. Another member asks why the tower heads gather here. The question highlights the unusual nature of the meeting.
First time seeing you all. Top 7 towers rarely appear publicly.
The council's concern over the red locusts soon surfaces. A council member reports that red locusts have plagued the 67th floor for days. 2/3 of that floor fall to the swarm. Lizard men scramble to defend the waypoint near the granary. Supply lines tremble as crops risk destruction. Farmers worry their harvests will be lost if the swarm advances.
The council recounts past red locust infiltrations. Thousands of years ago, the great black dragon intervened quickly, wiping out the swarms before they could damage the tower's 5 major granaries. Yet during the last invasion, the dragon hesitated for unknown reasons, and the infestation raged until more than half the kingdom's citizens perished. This failure matters because it explains why current leaders fear the dragon's absence could repeat the same catastrophe.
Last invasion cost half the kingdom's lives.
The council prepares emergency measures. Uncle declares that every granary in the tower lies in ruins, causing a severe food shortage across all floors.
Theonim notices a green bundle getting swept away while he was stacking supplies, decides the evidence must be destroyed, and pushes the team to hurry to the 38th floor. Securing the floor quickly prevents the loss of key ingredients and keeps their culinary progress alive amid the tower's growing threats. Did it get swept? Must destroy evidence. Naya, go to 38th floor. They arrive on the 38th floor just as the council warns of the red locust outbreak. Uncle commands the council to unleash every force against the locust swarm, while a mysterious underling claims to be the black dragon's linchpin, sparking a frantic dash toward the 38th floor. Sujuin's shout and Theonim's laughing toast turn the starving crew's desperation into a soaring morale surge. Yet the looming ruin of the tower's granaries threatens every survivor's hope. The green bundle vanishes, the black dragon remains unseen, and the locust tide presses forward, leaving the council's last gamble on the 38th floor hanging in terrifying uncertainty. The backstory changes the whole perspective. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari so you don't miss it. He blows his remaining tower coins on carrot seeds, sealing his fate. The field sees no agents and realizes he must plant the new seeds alone. He grips his hoe and steps forward, ignoring the empty watchtower. Planting now keeps his harvest schedule intact, or he loses a whole turn. No agents. I still have to plant. He still hasn't chosen which seeds to buy. Sujuin slices the detoxifying green onion, steam rising as the toxin dissolves. While the onion falls, he pulls the sweet sun pumpkin potatoes from the soil, their orange skins gleaming. He bundles the potatoes, securing a rare cash crop before the poison spreads. Sujuin steps outside, breathing in the pleasant weather. He remarks on how nice the day feels and jokes that he's just emerged from the tower's cold storage, now enjoying the tower's view. He turns to Dong Shik for agreement, seeking validation for his upbeat outlook. This moment underscores his optimism despite the tower's harsh environment. The weather is nice. It's been a while since I left the refrigerator. The tower view looks great. You agree, Dong Shik? Sujuin warns Dong Shik that staying outside could let the flame curse spread if they drop their guard. He urges Dong Shik to retreat inside for safety, emphasizing the danger of the lingering poison. Someone replies, "Right, if it's Dong Shik Sunday," then points out where Dong Shik can find the needed item. The speaker directs Dong Shik toward a specific location inside the tower. This matters because it gives Dong Shik a concrete lead on the cure's source. The following scene shows a shocked reaction and a cryptic number. Sujuin lets out a startled cry, "Ha!" as a strange symbol appears on the ground. The number draws everyone's attention, hinting at a hidden clue or trap. This matters because the number may mark the location of the cure or a dangerous zone. Ha! The next scene erupts with panic as enemies pour in. The party admits they have only halted the poison's progression. If the healing magic stops, the toxin will resume its assault. Sujuin curses, noting they have used every antidote stash. With the alchemist far away, they face a deadline before the poison overtakes Suva. Desperation spikes as they look to Dong Shik for a solution, urging him to act quickly. Dong Shik must decide the desperate plan. Park Sujuin wakes up on a trading day, still half asleep. He mutters he forgot why he's there. He spots his companion Suva lying on bare ground. He wonders why she sleeps there and tells himself he needs a picture. He decides to rouse her quickly. Sujuin reacts surprised that Dong Shik is selling a new crop.
Dong Shik explains that the tarantula poison is lethal and that the green onion can neutralize it. This information gives the party a potential antidote and shows Sijuan's crop can turn the tide in battle. A new crop you're selling?
Tarantula poison is deadly. Green onion can neutralize it.
Sijuan declares that climbing to the 38th floor of the tower is doable now that he has the green onion. Dong Shik nods, saying it matches his expectations of Sijuan's abilities. This confidence pushes the group to attempt a high-floor mission, risking stronger monsters. Riding the 38th floor is doable.
As expected from a tower farmer.
Sijuan proclaims Theol the best cat once more, cheering his own optimism. This boosts morale before the party heads deeper into the tower, where the spider-poisoned enemy awaits. The best cat. Park Sijuan rips a bundle of detoxifying green onions from his pack, shouts for Suva to eat them, and stakes the party's chance to survive the tarantula poison as they eye the 38th floor ascent. Sijuan feels hope surge as Suva's bite may cleanse the venom, while the group's morale soars with Theol the cat's praise. Yet the looming threat of lethal poison still hangs over every breath. A spider-poisoned enemy lurks ahead, its venomous strike ready to test whether the green onion antidote holds, leaving the tower's darkness hungry for a fatal answer. He saw this coming 50 chapters ago. Subscribe to Manhwa with Hari.